I give away my ebooks for free for people that are going to review it. If you're going to review it, I'll give it to you free. Like,
Yeah,
give me a review.
same.
And that's worked a few times. I've gotten some real good reviews. I'm annoyed that people only leave good reviews. It's like I've got I've got all like the back on the Emu Wars. There's a few 4 stars, 5 stars, and there's someone who did a 1 star. They didn't say why. They just went 1 star,
Yeah, and that's
and I'm like,
frustrating when you don't get an explanation
yeah,
behind. Like I've had a couple. I think I've had for Reign of Emerald Fire. I've had 3 2-star reviews. I think,
hmm
and they've all been um, they all wrote like a detailed review, and I could tell like these are all people that I gave review copies to.
yeah,
And it was quite often the case that they would say something along the lines that the prose was good and the writing was good. It just wasn't their bag.
yeah,
Which is fair. Not everything is everyone's cup of tea. And I know
yeah,
full well that I've given my book, which is just in case you haven't read it, is a comedic
yeah,
fantasy kind of piss takey satirical
mm,
fantasy book that I've given to people that haven't didn't really know what they were signing up to for, and I
yeah,
didn't really realize, that they might have been one person
yeah,
I gave to was I believe they were Portuguese, and they
hmm
didn't really read much fantasy, and I was like, a lot of the humor is very British. I feel like it's just gonna
yeah. Go over your head.
go
Yeah,
over their head. Yeah, and
yeah,
another person I believe I gave a copy to was I found out after I'd given them a copy was quite a conservative uh Christian in like
yeah,
Texas or somewhere.
yeah,
And I was like, there's quite a lot of dirty, not dirty
yeah,
language or thingies, but it's just stuff that I know that's not really going to be their cup of tea. And lo and
yeah,
behold, they gave it a 2-star review. I've not had anyone 1-star it or give a review that's
yeah,
completely torn it apart.
yeah.
Which
Well,
it's
just give
been
it some
nice.
time. I'll get online and give you
Yeah,
one if you want. No, I'm joking.
someone wants to do it, go right ahead. Um, but yeah, like it hurts when like you see those kind of lower reviews
Yeah,
come in, but it hurts more when there's no explanation behind it, or the
yeah,
explanation is a single line, didn't like it, 1 star or something. And it's just like,
yeah,
well, if it wasn't for you,
yeah,
I don't know. Everyone's probably got a different opinion on how they would like to
yeah,
review or rate. I feel like if you're gonna 1-star or 2-star books on things like good reads or whatever,
yeah,
they should be like a minimum. You need to put a 50 line
yeah,
or 50 line, Christ, 50 word minimum kind of
yeah,
reason why you're giving it 2 stars
yeah.
Mhm.
or 1 star or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, that should be it, man. Because people like to review bomb. So I think if you're going to give it a
Mm,
1, then you need to have a detailed reason why. And if you're going to have a 5, you need a detailed reason why.
yeah.
Um,
And it's hard, I feel personally, it's hard to review like 1 star a review. Like I've seen so many reviews in the past of someone who will read like, I don't know, like a historical fiction book or
yeah.
whatever, and they'll 1 star it, and then you read the review, and it's like, I don't really read historical
Yeah.
fiction. I don't really like historical. But it's like, well, why the fucking hell are you leaving a review on it
Yeah.
then? Like,
Exactly.
if it's not your cup of tea, it's not the book or the author's fault, unless you
Yeah.
didn't like it because also the writing was terrible. That's fine. Like if it was sort of spelling and grammatical errors
Yeah.
and plot holes, then fine.
It'd be
But
like reviewing the Adam West Batman and saying too much spandex or it's just like
yeah,
you knew
yeah, it's
what
just
you
like
were
that's
getting
not
into.
fair.
You knew what you were getting into. You know?
Yeah, and see that's where I generally don't agree with people who, well, like you said, you've gotten 2-star reviews and they say this is not really, I don't really like this kind of book. I don't think that
Mm,
that should be a 2-star. I think that should be a 5-star if they think your writing is good, the story is good. It's not just not for them. That
Yeah.
should be a
mm,
5-star review because, in my opinion, if I'm going to 1 or 2-star review a book, it's because the
mm,
writing is bad
Yeah.
or there's grammatical errors or it's, mind you, I haven't ever done that, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying the
yeah,
reason behind a low rating shouldn't be this is not my cup of tea
Yeah.
because
yeah,
you bought the book, or even in most cases, you were given the book for free.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
And
don't say that because you need to give constructive feedback. Because what can you do if someone gives it a 2-star and says, the writing was great, story was great, it was just not my cup of tea? What can you take out of that? You can't, there's nothing you
Yeah.
can take on as constructive
yeah.
feedback.
And I've had some great, like, I've always said from the beginning, because again, I didn't, when I started writing, I had no proper writing experience. I left school with very little, with no qualifications in English or anything.
Mm.
I always said I will be happy with any reviews of 3-star and upwards. Like, I'm fine with 3 stars. 3 stars, and I've had quite a lot of, I've had a good number of 3-star reviews, and a lot of them have been very constructive and actually like helpful reviews from people that haven't,
Exactly.
like, I have not given review copies to people who've just picked it up. I'm more than happy for a 3-star or even like a 2 or 1-star review that's constructive, and people have been pretty. I've taken some of those on board. For as much as you don't always just want to take naysayers, feedback as gospel for what you should do moving forward. Some of it I've looked back on and gone, yeah, maybe I should have tweaked things slightly. And obviously, one of the things I was able to do with the republishing for A Reign of Emerald Fire was make some of those little tweaks. Like, one of the things I got early on was originally I used a lot of swearing, like modern, like I used, I don't know how the C word. I don't know how strong the language we use on here. Like, obviously we said other one, but let's not bomb it too hard. I use that quite a bit. Whereas when I came to and obviously I saw a few reviews where people said that kind of took them out of the story. I believe I've actually spoken to our good friend Amy about this.
He's come back
again.
Come on down.
His ears must be on fire tonight. Where then when they came to republishing, I've changed that to more kind of like in-world curses, like not so much swear words, but by the whatever. Which I think, because I think I've mentioned, like, I'm into history and I've read a few books and like listened to some podcasts and so on when they've spoken about how swearing worked in the Middle Ages, and they didn't say like, oh, fuck this in quite the same way that we do. It would be, oh, by God's beard or something like that. That would be how they would swear. So I've made those kind of subtle changes. So like, and anyone who's left a negative review, like, I certainly don't like, especially like the people who I gave review copies to, I asked them, and I've always openly said to anyone who's taken a review copy, like, I want your honest reviews. Don't be afraid. And I've never gone, oh, you left me a 1-star or 2-star review, I'm unfollowing you. I still follow everyone who's ever. I've never unfollowed anyone, and anyone who's left me a negative review, I've continued to support them, and
they're the people that you want, because honesty is, it's what you want. You don't want everyone praising you every 5 seconds. I mean, it might feel good for a while, but like, it's just like, how can you get better at something? How can you grow if everyone's, pandering you?
Well, it's like sitting exam in high school. If you constantly get 100%, you'll feel good, but or you're not going to know what you need to work on. And like, I review on Goodreads all the time, so I 100%. As soon as I finish a book, my Amazon Kindle is linked up to Goodreads, so I can type in a review. I've seen some shockers on there. I've seen 1 stars and all it says is shit book. I mean, like, what? Seriously, like. Thank you for using all of your vocabulary to write that review. But like, I just see some, or I didn't like it, 1 star. Okay. Why didn't you like it? It's just, I feel really bad for you guys, because that's why I put since starting this podcast, I put every bit of effort into why I'm giving this review. If I'm giving it a 3 or a 4 star, why am I not giving a 5 star? What took it out of getting a 5-star review for me? And as well, because it's not exactly the same, but I'm an Uber driver, or I used to be, and I will be again. I get 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, and I hate it when I get a 1-star with no comment saying, what did I do wrong? And a lot of those people who give 1 stars are just trying to get their money back. But in saying that, like, why even bother typing 2 words and going to review a book with the 2 words if you're not going to give it a reason why? And that's why I always will 100% put at least 5 to 10 minutes into writing exactly what I didn't like about the book. So
Yeah, I mean, there's a greater debate. I mean, you'll never be able to sort of please everyone and all that. And like, it's as authors, like readers don't really, they don't owe us anything. Especially,
No.
you know,
mhm.
it's just the nature of the game. You know, you're never gonna, not everyone's gonna like what you do. But it's hurtful. It is hurtful when, you know, you see people who have put everything they can into their writing. And like, I mean, I dare say, like I've mentioned quite a few times, that my books are, you know, not, I don't take them too seriously. I like them, but, you
Mhm.
know, I make them a bit silly and do that. Part of that, you know, going into a bit of a psychologist kind of thing right now, part of that is I know full well that if I was trying to take them too seriously and then people were hating on it, it would hurt more.
Mm.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm going to myself, okay, it's fun, it's comedic, it's silly, it's not too in depth. If someone doesn't like it, it wasn't for them. It's just
Yep.
silly, you know. It's kind of like a inbuilt protecting myself.